This is the fourth small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in Gstaad, 1964.
Should we start where we left off?
Somebody start the ball rolling.
I think several people have made notes on yesterday, and I wonder what you would like to do about that.
You mean made notes afterwards?
Afterwards.
What should I do, sir? What
I don't know. I mean,
should I read it out? Would you like to read it out?
well, it's very long. It's several pages.
Hold on.
What? No, just read such.
What should we do? You suggest, sir.
What?
You suggest something. Let him go. I'm not the boss here.
Democratic way.
Huh?
So we're in a democratic way.
Do it when find out. Say if they all want it, if not.
We could exchange notes, I suppose.
What's that?
We could exchange notes afterwards. perhaps.
Afterwards.
Yes, perhaps we can exchange our notes afterwards.
Afterwards.
Otherwise, there are so many of us. The whole meeting will be taken up with reading notes.
One
Yes.
after another.
I rather think so.
Huh? What do you all say? I don't know. It's up to you.
Go deeply in this question, this very interesting question of yesterday, why we see the traps, and there is something that again push us in these traps. What is the mechanism? Why? If someone of us think about this question, perhaps they can say what the conclusion, what the ideas about it. Why we see these traps? We see. Is it why you see partially, only partially, or is it because we have the souvenirs of we have the souvenirs?
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid your English and my English must have gone. Italiano, sì.
Can I say in Italian?
You can. I don't know about the others.
The other people, the other friends doesn't understand.
Sì, avanti.
Perché, pur avendo la domanda precisa era perché, avendo visto queste trappole, traps, ciò nonostante c'è qualcosa che ci spinge ancora verso di esse? Quello che interessa non è la trappola per se stesso, ma è questo qualche cosa che ciò nonostante ci spinge ancora verso di esse.
That's what we explained yesterday.
But we asked. It's not an explaining. It was just a question. Put
No,
there,
no.
Put
I
there.
did explain.
I did explain it.
Yes, you did explain.
I'm afraid this is where the English comes in rather difficult. Perhaps if somebody who understood that question, would answer him, and then we can go on from there, shall we?
We don't quite know what the question
No.
is.
Question is, he said that what the traps which we discussed yesterday, and what makes us go into them? What is the drive? What is the urge that we invariably are caught in these traps? Unaware?
Yes, but the difference is that I remain in the conviction that was still a question. And you answered me, no,
yes,
we answered yesterday at this question.
And
he
still thinks it was a question and not answer at all.
It
was answered. Yes.
So please, if there is someone that made me the answer.
Well, the main thing is that people who had asked this question before fell in the trap of duality, of conflict. They had something to go after. And
That's right.
And in the moment they stay with what they are, totally, without any movement, without doing anything about it, there's a different approach. You want to make it clear?
The ideal makes
Not so
them fall
much.
into
Not so much, but only for
The
because I don't understand English.
The idea.
Lei capisce? Parla in italiano, spiega in italiano per favore.
Spiegati in Italiano. Yes.
Io, Suarez,
Perché devo spiegarlo? Spiega tu. Io non ho seguito bene questa questione.
Ah.
Stavo pensando ai fatti miei.
Ma quel che ha detto lui dice che la trappola consiste nel fatto che l'individuo ha stabilito una meta, vero?
Sì.
E la vuole raggiungere, quindi c'è uno stato di conflitto.
Sì.
Ma poi la vera spiegazione è stata perché vi è l'ideazione della trappola.
Perché vi è
Perché c'è quella ideazione.
Why?
No, 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 no.
Why does it
Oh,
come
God. No. Let's begin. We'll come back to that question.
Yes.
You carry on.
I've got one question. Sometimes a conflict comes up which prevents one from seeing, and these may come up quite unexpectedly. And is this because one has a very deep-rooted aims, desires, and so forth? And can one approach this in the same way as we approached this yesterday?
No. Do you remember yesterday we left off with something which we call intelligence,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Let us explore what is this intelligence is. Do you capisce?
Sure.
What this intelligence is. And then we'll answer his question and your question. Right, sir? You begin to discuss. Let's discuss.
We may perhaps ask one question that came up as to, we said that the fact is mechanical yesterday, and we tend to give psychological significance to the fact and thus become eluded. Now, I want to ask whether the intelligence is mechanical.
Can't be.
It can't be, of course, I thought not, but I just wanted to
Can't be.
bring it up.
I'm going. Let's go into that, sir. Why do you want me to start? Can't you start?
Well, I mean, there's the intelligence.
See, I was thinking, how does this intelligence come about? First.
You don't mean origin in time, I mean the past.
No. Say, for instance, when I put that question to myself, as you must have put your question to yourself, the known is always mechanical, time binding. I see. What is it that sees that? You follow, sir? Is it intellectual? Is it merely argumentative conclusion, a concept, or is it one has come to that understanding of the time-binding nature of the known through deduction and induction? No. Then how did you come to it?
Well, I mean, it seemed to just appear. I mean,
And don't state it here. How did you come to it? What told you its nature? You follow up my question? I don't know if I'm making myself clear. Huh? I see a snake, and I know it's dangerous because of previous experience, previous knowledge, and people have been stung, and so on, so on, so on. I say that's a dangerous animal. That is, from knowledge I act, right? That's a form of intelligence. And also I know all the dangers like far precipice, and so on, so on, so on, through inherited or acquired knowledge, right? Right, sir?
yes.
Would we call that intelligence?
knowledge is not, but the ability to use it involves intelligence.
Yes. Now, the ability to use knowledge involves intelligence. Hmm? Hmm? That's one type of intelligence. Huh? But here, there is no knowledge. People have always said, escape from it. I wonder if I'm making myself clear.
Yes.
Huh? No, sir. Let me go slowly. I want to find out how this knowledge arises. Is it also a cultivable thing to be developed, and therefore a capacity, and therefore a time production? You the physiological reaction to danger, which is instantaneous, is inherited. Right? We'll use the word inherited not in the biological, and we have acquired it. And we say that we use knowledge, the use of knowledge is intelligence. That's one type. But what we were talking yesterday was that knowing the field in which knowledge, this peculiar intelligence, which is derived from knowledge, and the time-binding nature and therefore mechanical process of the known, all that, to not to be caught in the trap of the ideal, is not that intelligence at all. It's some other quality of intelligence. It's not inherited. My inheritance would be to go to the trap and live in the trap. I don't know if... But another quality of intelligence has entered, which is not deduction, which is not induction, which is not conclusion. I don't know if... And I'm saying, by Joe, how did that come? I don't know if you're following. How did that come? If it is mechanical, if it is a time process, which means to develop it step by step, it will become mechanical. Therefore, I said that may be it. Why do I take that intelligence at that particular level, and why don't I do it right from the beginning? You follow, sir, what I mean? I'm sorry. I was going too quickly, I see.
Which level do you mean?
I am talking of that intelligence.
Not transmitted.
Yes, not that intelligence which is not the result of accumulated knowledge. Right, sir? Now, when did it begin? You follow what I mean? We're going to find out. When did it begin? And when does it come into operation? I may be putting a wrong question, I'm just feeling out. You say I'm not stating anything. Now, look at it. The speaker said many years ago that all organized religions are a hindrance. Many, many years ago, as a boy, almost immature. Now, what? It was not accumulated intelligence. You follow, sir?
Well, I mean, still it made use of a certain amount of experience, didn't it? Or did it?
Not too much.
Not really.
No.
Is it when is able to perceive the significance of the knowledge intelligence?
Totally, yes.
That is when it is or becomes different, or is it?
Yes. You understand? Am I making myself clear?
Yes, sir.
That is, say it, sir.
You want to know when that intelligence comes into being. The intelligence which is not deductive, inductive, inherited.
Knowledge.
transmitted. When does it come
Intelligence
into
which
it?
is not born of knowledge.
Yes, which is not born of knowledge.
Yes.
What is its nature? When does it come?
If it comes, that comes.
If it does, in most cases it doesn't.
That intelligence with which we see
Is
time-bounded
always
activity.
conditioned by knowledge.
Yes,
Hmm?
yes,
And we are talking of an intelligence which is not conditioned by knowledge.
yes.
The two are clear,
Yes,
isn't it?
Yes,
Huh?
one is technological, or rather it has a
Keep it to one thing. Knowledge, intelligence which is derived from knowledge is one type of intelligence. We are talking of an intelligence which is not derived from knowledge. Right, sir? Hmm?
Yes.
We shouldn't really use intelligence with regard to that intelligence which is derived from knowledge at all. We should not use that word intelligence there.
Apropos of that.
We shouldn't use intelligence there. It is really a mechanical process. Instinct. Instinct, yes, we can call it anything. We won't use intelligence with regard to that. Let's cut it out.
Does it come into being, or do we just become aware of it?
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to inquire.
We have one word for it in Arabic, which is it's called fitra, which is as one is created.
Ah,
That
that is, no, wait a minute, that leads us to all kinds of...
No, but usually it is used for special type of intelligence. They say, I can't explain the word in English, I can't find words for it.
Well, there are Sanskrit words too, of course.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Don't enter into Sanskrit. I can think of those words immediately. Find it out.
I think it is wisdom.
No, don't, sir, don't use another word. You see, don't please, sir, you haven't been here from the beginning, so don't chip in now if you don't mind.
Is this intelligence different from awareness?
Why should you compare?
I mean, is there some factor which is there both in this and the other? Or is it just that the other is from the other that is intelligent?
The one has antecedents and the other obviously hasn't.
All right, sir, we are going round and round with the same thing.
It's born of intention.
No.
That is
No, be careful.
What goes back to when this thing seemed to be?
Sir, just let's be simple. We said, after three discussions, we said the field of the known is mechanical. That we came to that through the argument, discussion, exploration, analysis, skillful investigation. We came to that as a fact, or as something that you and I both see. Now, we asked then, is there another movement which is not of this? You follow, sir? Right? Now, what prompted that question? Do listen, quiet, do listen, minute. Sorry, I'm not trying to stop you. You will have your turn. What prompted that question? Was that the beginning of intelligence? Which is not knowledge. I wonder. If I had stuck to knowledge, I wouldn't have put that question. I would have said, yes, there is another movement, anything. Now, what, am I proceeding rightly? We're getting into it. I'm beginning to see something. Go on, sir. What made us put that question? Be simple, sir. Don't complicate it. Be very simple. What made us put that question? All of us. We all put that question. What made us?
We saw the mechanical nature.
And then what made you put?
We put aside.
No. What? You did not put it aside.
And we saw that there's nothing to be done about it.
No. What made you put that question?
All that was there, and then there was nothing except the intelligence.
No, what? I am asking a question which you not asked. What made us put that question?
Well, is there a dissatisfaction with the mechanical?
Yeah, isn't it that? What does that mean? Wait a minute. Let's be careful. Dissatisfaction, what does that mean? It was not dissatisfaction, was it? Be careful. Go slow. Was it dissatisfaction? Or you saw the whole nature and the significance of the known.
Isn't that a jump? Isn't that a jump?
Is it? I see the whole meaning of this. of the known. It all sounds absurd when we talk like this, but you know, I'm saying this after 3 days talk, discussion.
Would we question it?
No.
Wouldn't the question come first, before the seeing significance?
No.
What's the question about?
The question because it's the other thing isn't working. The other thing is making you miserable, conflict, all.
Well, then you can't define it by.
You see, so what I mean?
But you may be still in a no.
Then you can't question about it. No, then you can't question about it.
Whatever your question is, it's going to be from the known.
You're going to get this.
I know,
But we're going to get this.
May I ask a perhaps silly question? If, conceivably, the known were all right, I mean, it wasn't horrible, would we then...
Now, wait, that's it. First, if you accepted the known, there would be no problem. There is no question.
So...
Move step by step. If you accepted the known, there would be no issue.
Would there still be this intelligence not
We'll come to that. Go slow. Not this, I'm not talking, if I said, well, if I accepted the known, the mechanical, the routine, the churches, you follow? There is no issue. I will be happy with that. But I am not happy with it. There was discontent with it. First, discontent with it. Now wait a minute, go slow, go slow. This discontent didn't prompt that question.
You have a feeling of something more before you ask the question.
I mean that
Go
you
slow.
wouldn't feel discontent if there were...
No. I must go let's go slowly at this, please. If I was content with that thing, there would be no problem. But by seeing, watching, arguing, discussing, battling, revolting, I became discontented with the known. The discontentment was a reaction to the known. That reaction might have put a question not if there is another movement. That question might have made me escape into another direction. Another trap. But it was not discontent. I'm very carefully explained. It was not discontent that made me put that question. I don't know if you...
The other comes first.
Huh?
The other comes first.
No,
The question.
no, madam. Look, let's go slow. If I was contented with the mechanical, there would be no question arising. Like most people, they wouldn't even ask about it.
You wouldn't even know it's mechanical.
Mechanical. But I have read, discussed, one has read, discovered, argued, revolted, became a communist, non-communist, you follow? Which was all a reaction of discontent with the known. Discontent, which is a reaction. And from that reaction, if I said, is there a movement, which is not this, that I would have been caught in a trap. It's still within the same circle, only moved little right. Right? But it was not a question born of discontent. Right? Clear? So, it was not a reaction. Right? So I'm beginning to see, wait, what are you beginning to see? Any question born of reaction is not intelligence. Huh? But the seeing without reaction the mechanical process, right? And when there is no reaction, then you can put that question which will not lead you to a trap. I don't know if right. Have I made that? Huh? Not I. We have talked. It's not me you're listening to. We are discussing. So, shall I go? Shall I go on? So, I can put a question out of reaction and deceive myself that it is the highest form of intelligence, inner voice, God's voice, all the rest of it. But when there is no reaction but merely the fact, I said that yesterday, not move away from the fact, in which there is no reaction, is there? If I don't move away, it is there. I don't know if you're... From that immobility, I question. You understand? Now I say to myself, by Jove, does this always happen? You follow? Right from the beginning of one's childhood and all the rest of it. Does this happen? When you don't react, you put the right question. Now, how does that happen? You follow? How does that happen when you don't react? Huh? You follow what I mean? Am I put the question which is justifiable, valid? See, I see this. I see what prompted me or the speaker to put that question. It was not out of reaction. Right? Right? Now I say to myself, what I'm trying to get at is this sense of no reaction, immobility, is it a thing which matures, which develops? If it is not, then why hasn't another? Why haven't I? Why haven't I this immobility and putting? You follow? Am I making it difficult? Huh? I'm afraid I am. Go on, so you discuss it, sir. You put that question. let's suppose you put that question, without reaction, and therefore intelligence was in operation. Now, I don't. I say, now, what made him do this? You follow? How did he come by it? I don't know. Huh?
Yes.
You?
Well, the difficulty is that one may tend to put the question with reaction.
No, I'm not reacting. I'm just putting it. You follow, sir? You see the node, the whole mechanical time-binding quality of the node, and you, without reaction, you say, is there another movement?
Just to know, just to find out.
But your intelligence is in operation there. You follow? And I don't know this. And I say to myself, how did Professor Bone get this thing?
Question.
No, how did he get it? Did he cultivate it? Did he develop it? Did he, you follow? How did he get it?
He saw the nature of reaction completely.
That's only after I explained. He didn't explain it to me. You are not... You... No. I'm making it rather muddled.
How did you get what, sir? How did you get the question?
No, how did he come to that state?
To the intelligence.
Yeah, to be intelligent. To see the thing and not react.
Do I know that he's asked that question?
I mean, please, I'll have to come back to myself. Sorry, I hate to. Yes, I think I've got it. Answer. Somebody go on.
Are you discussing something that happens very rapidly?
Yes, sir. Not this, oh, I'm reacting, I mustn't react, all that business.
Yeah. But I mean very fast.
Instantly.
Yes. But then it seems to go instantly.
And then that's irrelevant. Leave the going. You see, you want to give it a continuity, and therefore it's lost. You follow? Now
if I recognize that quality, if I was able to recognize that quality with someone,
how can you recognize something you don't know?
No.
Then that never be a question.
No, you are not. You see, what took place yesterday in our talk was very simple. Someone saw the mechanical nature and the time-binding quality of the node. And someone said, is there another movement? The question, if it was put out of reaction, would have a different meaning altogether and lead to something entirely different. But the question was not put out of reaction. And that question, because it was not out of reaction, was the operation of intelligence. That was said. I say to myself, how did this happen so instantly? You follow? You understand what I'm... How did this happen? You saw it, doctor, I didn't. How did this happen? That I also didn't see, that I also saw it and put the same question together instantly. Why? What happened with you and what happened with me?
But this learning process goes a long time.
Don't bring in the past. Just watch it, sir. Don't look at it. Don't. As we are going, we are learning.
I saw the absolute poisonousness of that.
Which means what? Go slow. Which means what?
I looked at it.
No, you're not simple enough. You understand my...
Yes.
What took place in you which made you become so intelligent, you follow, without reaction. And I didn't get it. And I say, why? Not because I want to have that intelligence, which is silly. I say, why? What took place in you? You understand my question? All right. Shall we explore that?
Yes.
And good. You see what took place?
You see that he saw the whole.
That's it. But slowly, we are doing it. You have to do this, not explain it. Stop explaining. Stop explaining. When I see the whole thing completely, that is no reaction, of course. Huh? Which means I am not eager for another movement. I'm only, my whole attention is given to see the whole of it. Which can happen instantly, you follow? I don't have to say, well, I'll give my attention to bits, parts of it. Attention can only operate when I see the whole of it instantly, not otherwise. I don't. Do you capisce? No? Huh? There. Come? Lei pensava qualche cosa?
No, ogni tanto mi scappa qualche cosa.
L'attenzione del noto non deve necessariamente essere costituita da un'osservazione multipla e addizionata, sì, ma è una cosa istantanea all'intero.
Ecco. No, we have discovered a great deal this morning. Learned a great deal.
In this moment I see immediately the nature of the traps.
Yes, sir. And also then I put myself the question, which is not out of reaction, which doesn't mean I want it to continue all the time. But can this intelligence function under all circumstances. Right? You follow? Not give it a continuity. I'm not talking of a continuity. Driving a car, cooking, whatever one is doing, can that intelligence function? Huh? No, pare di sì. Come? Either, no, don't come to a conclusion. If it doesn't operate under different circumstances, then it is a slave to circumstances. And therefore the known, the reaction, and all the rest of it.
Se la mente è attenta.
Un momento, per favore, un momento. No, we are moved away, you have not caught up with it. Mi ho domandato, questa intelligenza funziona indipendentemente dalle circostanze.
Sì. No, volevo dire sì, questa non ho risposta.
Va bene. Se dipende dalle circostanze, then it is. Yeah.
Yes.
A new thing operate in us.
Huh?
A new thing, a new life operate in us.
No, not in us. You see, you're going back again to the old idea in us, God, divine, all the rest of it. No, I'm out of that. It is not me, in me. It is intelligence.
It's intelligence in itself.
No. Come?
Io dico, se la mente è tranquilla, questo accade. Può accadere, perlomeno.
Ma se dicesse è che ha lasciato una porta aperta per il non sé.
Ma no, io dico il fatto, no?
Sì, un momento. No, it's not how it works. Can it work? Does it work? Under any circumstances. Or does it only function? Perhaps we are putting a wrong question. I'll put it and we'll see. Or does it only function under a tremendous attention? No, sir. Quite right. Oh, please go. Don't translate this intelligence into intuition, God. That then will be complete Atman and super Atman and all that. It will be completely lost.
Questo movimento è indipendente da me.
We are not concerned, you and intelligence. Intelligence, not you and intelligence. begin again, shall we?
You say intelligence, this kind of intelligence is not depending of circumstances.
I asked.
You ask. In what I know, intelligence means something that is used to solve problems. So, if there are no problems, if there are no circumstances, what means this intelligence in itself?
I just did. We're going to find out, sir. Look, sir, let's begin. The speaker sees the nature, the mechanical nature of the known with its time-binding quality. He sees it either through induction or all the rest of it, accumulated knowledge, and if he put from that accumulated knowledge as a reaction a question, then that question and its answer will still be within the field of the known. But since that question was not put out of reaction, it led along a different direction. And he goes on further to say, by Jove, if that is so, how does it operate under only favorable conditions? You follow? Favorable in the sense that demands attention, that's a challenge, or it is independent of challenge, independent of knowledge, independent of experience. If it is not independent, it's merely dependent. And therefore it's caught again in the same thing. Huh? Right? We are following each other? So, is there such intelligence which is independent of circumstances? Independent of challenge, independent of any demand. Reaction, of course. I don't know if you're...
There must be else we couldn't have asked the question.
No, don't accept it. Don't accept. You see what dangerous people are. You're already ready to accept it. I'm not.
No.
I mean, I seem to discover that there are always limits to this intelligence.
It can't. If it has limit...
No, but I meant that at one moment it seems to hit the limit.
No, we must go awfully slowly, sir. It's very interesting.
So can we say that really there's no challenge when we ask the question?
It wasn't a challenge. It was inevitable outcome of the total perception of the known, and it moved. It was not a challenge. It's like a river flowing. If it did not flow, it was blocked, then it would be a challenge. If it flowed, and it said, by Jove, is there a different movement? And then went on, not... Stimulus, see, stimulus.
But in a river that flow, the challenge, the movement is not done by a challenge. The gravity force is not the challenge.
So don't run it to death, yes. Simile.
Sense of movement.
Look what happened. there was no challenge or motive, or downhill, or gravity. It went on. It saw, and then went on. From its perception, it was a natural move. If, as the thing worked out, it operated with that person, with this person, and I say to myself, wow, why doesn't it operate in you? Not as an opposition or any of those silly things. Why didn't it operate in you? And how did this chap come by it without going through all the process? You follow? The process merely explanation. Explanation is not the real. I wondered, huh? No, I'm sorry. I'll cut out that question altogether. What are we asking?
Whether this intelligence can function in all circumstances.
Yes.
Yes, that's
and
yes.
what are the conditions?
No, You're trapped, you're putting yourself...
Sorry. I take that away.
Yeah.
Take it back.
If at any moment you see this whole,
Now, what makes... what is the process of seeing the whole? Huh? Huh? Go on, sir. It doesn't...
Comprehension.
No. What makes the mind see the whole? Not comprehension.
But is this intelligence?
Huh? No, we're not talking of leave intelligence alone for the moment. What makes the mind see the whole? Not just the spokes, but the whole wheel. Including the spokes, the hubs, the grease, the whole thing. What makes it see it? Is that a matter of culture, time, capacity, development? We're getting. Go on. No, please don't shake or agree. Look at it. If I open that window, would that be too much?
Put a Time magazine on.
Leave intelligence alone, sir.
Can we?
Wait, leave it. We're coming to it. We're not leaving it outside in the sense, but we're in the sense that we're not going to come to it. But we are now considering what is the quality of the mind that sees the whole. that sees the absurdity of races. You know. It hasn't got to go through nationalism, then internationalism, then brotherhood, then all the rest. But it says, sees the whole thing. What's the nature of that mind?
Awaken.
No, you are inquiring into yourself, not telling me.
The only answer that I have now is that it's not surely my actual mind that can only see partially one and the other and compare. So the only thing I can answer.
But don't answer that, but try to find out what is the mind that sees the whole. We know the ordinary mind. Compare, judge, evaluate, take fragment after fragment, additive and discarding, adding and dividing and subtract. We know that mind very well. You're trying to find out what is the mind that sees the whole thing at a glance. No. I say una explicazione, no. Look, sir, just look what happened just now. I went to open that window. I opened it and I was trying to find something to hold the window open. You came along and put the curtains over it. The curtain over it. What happened? Huh?
That's not the problem.
No. Oh, for God's sake. Huh? You saw the window, the curtain, the whole thing in a minute, second. You're a trained engineer. You took everything in. I would have taken everything, but I was thinking about all this. My mind was here, not there. You, engineer capacity, seeing, acting as an engineer. So does that seeing of the whole depend on capacity? No, wait. I'm just unfolding it.
Makes use of it.
Huh?
Makes use of it.
Don't try to catch yourself. I'm asking a question which is, does it depend on capacity, training? Seeing the whole, not something else. Seeing the whole, we are only talking of that. He did it instantly. Put the curtain over it.
Right response.
No. Do look at it.
Isn't this just memory partly into habit, like one walks up steps by moving one's feet up?
Yes. So I'm asking myself, is it mere habit? Is it mere capacity? An automatic response?
This intelligence?
No. Seeing the whole.
Oh, yes.
Look. If it is, this adding all the fraction together to make it a whole, then it is a matter of development, time, capacity. a process. Waits are a process, which means a process from which I can learn from somebody. I can come to you and say, please teach me, and I learn it and then apply it. Does it function that way? Huh? Don't say no. If it doesn't, then how does it? Wait, sir, look at it carefully. You say no. What made you say no?
Well, it would seem to be the same thing again, a process of accumulation of layers of knowledge, if it can be learned.
If it can be, if it is a process to be a technique to be learned, naturally.
Same old thing.
And he said no. I said, what made you say no? He may be right. I want to learn. Therefore, I said, what made you say that? I'm not saying, no, it's you're wrong. I said, what made you say it? Was it the intelligence in operation? You follow?
Yes.
Which said no. Intelligence, not a reaction. Therefore, what is the mind? What is the state of the mind, or not state? When does the mind see the whole? Are you afraid of being caught in a trap?
Didn't we answer that earlier?
Huh?
Didn't we answer that earlier?
Did we?
Well, in the sense that if the question is out of a reaction, it's
No,
the same view.
I want to find out. I want to find out what is the mind that sees the whole, the eye, the ear. You know, what sees it? What sees the whole thing at a glance and out? You follow? I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
But isn't there a confusion there? Because this example, the reaction, some people are very quick.
I carefully explained it purposely.
So that seems
That's
to be nature.
No, that's it. He's trained, he's observing, and so on. And I'm also fairly attentive, but my mind was taken up with this, and I would have instantly, if I wasn't, I would have done it naturally. But I'm saying, is it a result of a training?
No. With the same training, you
Training. Does the mind perceive the whole of the thing, whole of the mechanical process through training? You're sure? Then you say, yes, it's not. Then what happens if it's not through training? How does it happen? I think that's a legitimate question.
Isn't it when it sees it where it's at be?
Sees it while, what do you mean? While
Well,
it,
when it sees itself as being mechanical, while it's
ah,
actually
no.
thinking mechanically.
No, madam, I'm asking, it's really simple, isn't it? I'm asking, when do I see the whole?
When I'm awake to it and not busy with something else.
You can be awake to it, but you can't see the whole either.
It seems you have to stand away from it in order to see the whole. If you're in it.
Now wait a minute.
Stand away.
Wait a minute. We all agreed that the known is mechanical. Hmm? What made you agree? What made you see it? Huh?
As far as I'm concerned, you forced it step by step.
So,
The understanding of the process.
so according to you, Miss Pratt, somebody forced you to see it. Therefore, therefore you don't see it.
I agree.
Wait, so leave that, so you don't see it. Wait, but somebody says, I do. And I say, but Joe, how did you see it? That would be your question. Not how, what, why, how it, I don't see it, but you say you saw it. How did it happen? You don't ask that question. You are battling with yourself and say, I don't see. That's another point. Here, some of you said, yes, I see that. Now, what made you say, I see?
As far as I'm concerned, something happened very fast which gave me that feeling. I mean,
Yes, what happened?
I mean, it seems to, I don't see it. I mean,
What happened, sir? Go on. Was it forced?
No.
No. Was it being put in a corner by somebody? No.
No. I mean, it was just...
How did it, what was, I wish it would be a little more...
I can't find words for it.
Is it quite, I wonder if this is the wrong way of looking at it, that it's as if there's a part of the mind which one moves into, which is sort of normally inhibited or very active, and when that becomes quiet,
you agreed, didn't you?
Expansion.
Mr. Moore, you agreed, didn't you?
About what?
About mechanical nature of it.
Yes.
Did you see the whole of it or merely the arguments of it? The dialectical, skillful analysis, investigation of it?
I think I saw partly from the whole.
Huh?
I think I got a glimpse of it.
Now, all right, if you got a glimpse of it, how did that glimpse take place? When did it take place?
Isn't it understanding suddenly that?
No, don't introduce another word. Let's stick to the same word, if you don't mind.
Well, but just suddenly I don't know, something happens and suddenly the mind becomes quieter. But you want to know why that happens?
Yes. I want to you
yes.
follow?
Yes.
I want to investigate, not
yes.
say yes.
Yes.
And then leave it. It doesn't help anyone. Some of you said, I see, I understand. It is mechanical. Was it a persuasion? Was it a logical conclusion? If it was a logical conclusion, another logician, equally, much more clever, can point out, you follow, and then you will say yes again to that, so you'll be caught. So, was it persuasion, logic, influence, being forcefully challenged, or it had nothing to do with any of those, but what? Am I right?
Can't it be as simple as when you're searching for a problem, mathematical problem, and you see it, and then you see it, there's no other word.
What was the mechanism of seeing?
Total absence of reaction.
It isn't as easy as that because it involves the whole unconscious. Please, we seem to forget.
Wait. Yes, you were introducing the unconscious.
Of course, the whole.
I kick the unconscious as the most stupid stuff. I don't give it tremendous importance. I mean, me, not you. I see it's part of the whole circus. Whether it's a 3-ring circus or 1 ring or half a dozen rings, it is still a circus. And I said, well, I'm not interested. I'm interested in finding out now what is the mind that sees the whole.
Is it not when you live with the whole?
That means time. Slowly, sir, time.
You are asking, how do we say that we know that the mind is mechanical? If, for a split second, I have lived with that mind, then I watch it, or something made me aware of its nature.
No, that's all. I don't understand that language. I'm purposely, you see, I'm trying, you follow, I want to find out what is the mind that sees the whole. And it must be instant. It can't be cultivable. I can't live with it for half a day and see, yes, now I've understood it. I see the whole. That again is putting parts together and coming to that. This is my,
Yeah, I say, when you said that it's like a 3-ring circus, it seemed to produce something happening which gave you the whole thing. I mean, it's absurdity. I mean,
yes, sir. You tell me what is this? You're not grappling with this.
But I mean, it goes too fast.
Yes, and we're not grappling with this problem, putting our teeth into it. I say, what is the mind that sees the whole?
You see, it seems if you try to grasp it, to put a word to it, to see it, you don't. It goes. The question seems to. It's what to be told of it.
Describe its qualities, but
is it of any use to see what that question has on one?
Oh, try anything.
This is the thing, the try.
I mean, that question has the effect of making me want to try.
No, if you tried and made effort
Yes,
and
that obviously is stopping one from looking.
I'm just, you see, you find out. It's my
Doesn't see the truth of it without the first.
Yes. Now, the truth of it. What is the mind that is capable of seeing or receiving, receptive, open, whatever word you use? You come back to the same thing. He says, I don't think anything more about it. That's one way. You look out of that window, sir. There's all that curve, that hill, the clouds, the shape, the green. You see the whole of it, don't you? Huh? Right? You see the whole of it, do you? You know, the proportion, the shape, the colors, the clouds, the, you know, the houses. You've taken the whole thing, don't you? Hmm?
That you take it instantaneously or after having seen the particulars?
No.
That's again. Why? If I do that,
Look.
I can see one point.
Look, you look at that house, that chalet up there,
Yeah.
and you don't see the whole of it. But if you saw the whole of it, you also see the chalet.
Yes.
There's no concentration.
And then how, you see, you are all want to just so look out of the window casually. Don't take a lot of concentration, meditation, put on gloves. Just look at it. When you look at it, do you take in the whole thing from that corner to that corner? The trees, the shape, the whole, the cloud, and that peculiar Chinese painting effect of clouds and trees. You follow the whole of that. Don't you? Huh? Huh? Come in. Huh? Now, what happened? You don't know what happened.
No.
You looked.
Huh? There was no.
Full attention.
No, I wasn't paying full attention. I just looked. For God's sake.
I said when we see, we put attention.
You just looked, didn't you? Huh?
No direction.
You looked. Now, go into it a little further.
Well, naming comes after.
Huh?
Well, just looked at it and then started naming it.
Yes, go into it now. You looked at it. There was no interest. Hmm? There was no kind of saying, by Joe, I must look, the whole, the part, the house, the technique, the colors. Huh? You just looked. Hmm? Hmm? There was no vested interest from which you're looking. Hmm? No position you took and then looked. Hmm? Right? You're not an artist, you're not a poet, you're not, we're just, hmm? Right? Let's proceed further a little bit. What is the mind that sees the whole? Huh? Huh?
Without thought process.
Don't tell me. Why isn't it as simple as that? Huh? If it isn't as simple as that, you don't see it. Full stop. Right, sir? Yes. You're learning? It's not a professional mind. Hmm? Not a specialized mind. Not an artistic mind. not a business mind, not a learned mind. Right? Those are too complicated. You looked out of the window and saw the whole of it, because it didn't really interest you very much. And can't I equally be casual about the whole thing? Casual in the right sense.